Welcome to the Improve Work podcast. I'm your host, Daniela Tancău, an HR consultant helping entrepreneurs and team leaders build motivated, high-performing teams. Here we talk about leadership, employee motivation, and other topics that enhance your ability to lead, whether you are an entrepreneur with a team, a business owner planning to build one, or a leader in a company. You'll gain practical advice and insights from me and my guests, experts in the field and entrepreneurs who share their leadership experiences. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe to stay updated on every episode. Let's dive into today's topic. In today's episode, we'll talk about what leaders should know before making a change. Change is a key component of a business. Making a change often involves disruptions, uncertainty, and resistance. But it can also create feelings of excitement, optimism, and empowerment. It's a component through which a company improves internal processes, rules, behaviors, or values. It helps in adapting to external changes as well as growing and developing the company and its people. We don't always want change, but sometimes we are forced to change. Often we know we need to make a change, but we hold back, sometimes because we are unsure how to start or we are overwhelmed by uncertainty. And instead of moving forward, we procrastinate, hoping the task will feel easier later. But more often than not, this delay makes things even harder. Maybe you want to introduce new rules or processes, improve relationships between employees who often clash, or help your team communicate more effectively. Or maybe you are dissatisfied with the work quality of some of your team members. At a company level, making a change involves the people within. And as a leader, you need a strategy and a plan to introduce the changes you want smoothly and with minimal resistance. And in this episode, we'll explore how you can do this, whether the change is caused by internal or external reasons or causes. Internal reasons could be, for example, issues with performance, plans for growth and expansions, shifts in employee expectations, efforts to improve the company's culture, or other factors. And external reasons for change could be economic shifts, such as inflation, recessions, or conditions changes. There could be also technological advancements that require adaptation of the existing technology, changes in customer behaviors, etc. A different type of reason for change, often blending both external and internal factors, arises when one company is acquired by another. And this typically leads to transformations in internal processes, culture, and leadership to align with the acquiring organization. Let's talk now about the systemic nature of change. When considering making a change in the company, we need to identify the people directly and indirectly impacted by the change and the processes or the work aspects of the business that are affected. Let's take an example. Let's say you want to introduce flexible working hours in your company. Allowing flexible working hours may be applicable for certain jobs, but not for others. So, for example, if you have only one or two people handling customer support requests, it could be detrimental to your business to let customers wait for hours for a response. Those in roles that don't allow flexible working hours will still be affected by the change, even indirectly, in different ways. And this could be due to personal reasons, such as feeling they have fewer rights than other members of the company, or there may be visible effects, such as if they need to collaborate with a colleague who have flexible working hours, they may have less time to connect and resolve tasks. And also, those with flexible hours who need to collaborate with others may not be synchronized to be present at the same time, leading to less time available for meetings. This change will lead also to modifications in employees' work contracts, internal regulations, systems that track employee attendance, and the length of time the company remains open for employees, with all that this involves, such as cleaning staff hours, electricity consumptions, etc. Once you've identified all the parts of the business that are impacted, decide which actions and measures will be taken to reduce or eliminate possible negative effects and maximize the positive ones. Let's get deeper and see what scientists tell us about change process. And we'll talk about Kurt Levin's model of change. Kurt Lewin was a German-American social psychologist who developed a three-stage model of change: unfreezing, change, and freezing. According to him, there are forces that lead people to change, called driving forces, and forces that prevent them from changing, called restraining forces. When the driving forces are stronger than the restraining forces, change can happen. And when these two are at the same level or the restraining forces are stronger, change won't happen. When making a change, we need to identify and consider these two forces. And let's talk now about the first stage of this change model, about unfreezing. This is a stage when the existing state of affairs is seen as no longer satisfactory. The current status quo is questioned, as well as the rules, values, or beliefs on which the current situation is based. And the organization goes through a process of unlearning. This stage can be caused by crises or factors like a decrease in sales, technological advancements, employee dissatisfaction, external economical changes, etc. And it can also be planned strategically when a certain change is wanted in the company. And let's see some steps you can take to prepare for the change. First, clarify the reasons for the change. What issues does the change resolve? And what are the benefits of the change? Then communicate the reasons for the change to the company's members or to those involved, directly or indirectly. Explain why things can't remain as they are. Another thing you can do is to identify the restraining forces and the driving forces for change as well. And this can include beliefs, values, behaviors, fears, worries, or processes. And offer alternatives to this, alternatives that sustain the change. Also, communicate how the change will take place and the steps that will be taken. Then create tools and opportunities through which people can address questions, express their worries, and share their thoughts about the change. And of course, respond to these concerns or designate someone to do so. And depending on the type of change, provide training and learning programs if necessary. The second phase of this process is the change itself. This is the transition phase when the change is implemented within the organization. And let's see some things you can do during the implementation phase. First, clearly communicate the expectations and the desired results. Be open to provide detailed information about the steps or things that have to be done differently to reduce uncertainty and anxiety. Ensure systems and methods through which people can communicate the issues they encounter during the change. And in this way, this can be addressed promptly and make the necessary adjustments. Provide support along the way through guidance, training, demonstrations, and any other methods that help employees adapt to the new way of doing things or behaviors. This also includes tolerance for mistakes, which can be expected as people transition to the new way of doing things. Communicate the successes achieved and the benefits brought by the change. And the last phase, the freezing phase, This is the stage when the new state is consolidated to make the change permanent and to prevent regression. New routines, behaviors, beliefs, and values become habits or the new norm. And you can celebrate the successes to increase motivation. You can monitor progress and address any lingering issues. You can share success stories or testimonials to highlight the benefits of the change. You can create playbooks, manuals, or guidance for the new processes to ensure consistency. And if you want to learn about another change model, you can go to my blog post, go to my website on my blog page, and you'll find this article. It's an interesting one. Go and check it out. Let's wrap up because we are at the end of this episode. And my final thoughts about making a change effectively. Recognizing that change is a process requiring time, involving various parts of the business, and engaging different members of the company will help you adopt a mindset that allows you to approach change with patience and strategic focus. And taking enough time to plan and prepare for the change, both for yourself and other members of the company, will facilitate a smooth transition with fewer complications and setbacks. And also anticipating the reactions and behaviors people may have regarding the change and researching or testing them will give you an advantage that will help you prevent them or at least prepare for managing them effectively. Then, acknowledging the time it will take you to go through all the steps and reach the finish line where the change is successfully implemented and accepted will give you resilience throughout the entire process. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you found value in this podcast, one way to support us is by subscribing. For more tools and insights to enhance your leadership skills and your employees' motivation, visit my website at improvework.ro. There you'll find a variety of online programs and courses. You can also book a free consulting sessions or a discovery call with me. I love to connect and support you on your leadership journey. See you in the next episode.